a Vietnamese snack.
What are Vietnamese snacks?
Your snack?
Where is our Vietnamese snacks?
We don't have any.
Hey, I'm Lisa Hoang. I'm here with my niece to talk about the important topics.
I'm Brianna, and we're gonna celebrate Asian Heritage Month.
Yay! You and me are born here and raised in Toronto, in Canada. So that makes us what? I'm Canadian.
First generation Canadians of our family. So our parents are first generation immigrants, and then we are first generation Canadians.
So I guess I'm like half Canadian and half Vietnamese. But yours is a bit different because your dad, on your dad's side.
Yeah.
Well, technically my sister is your mom.
Yeah.
Right? So you're what? Canadian, Vietnamese, and
Chinese. Chinese. But my dad lived in Vietnam, but he's Chinese.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about stereotype for a minute. Have you ever encountered like someone to tell you that you're Asian because of this and that?
I feel like usually when you say Asian or mention Asian in conversation, people automatically assume like Korean, Japanese, Chinese, and Vietnamese. They assume like East Asia.
Right.
They really don't include the rest of Asia. So I remember in grade 3 actually, I was talking to my friend and he said, you know, me and you are like the only Asians in the class. And I looked at him and I was like so confused because there were so many other Asians in the class. And I said, well, what about Jeet? Because Jeet is Indian, right?
Right.
And he was like, no. You know what I mean. Real Asian. And I looked at him like,
what do you mean by real Asian?
Yeah, what is this supposed to mean?
Asian, right?
Yeah, all of Asia includes every single country within Asia. It's a whole continent, not just
in India as well.
Not just like East Asia, right? So that made absolutely no sense. And I think that's not a stereotype, but that's just like, it's just what people mostly think of when they say Asian.
Yeah, a lot of people think about that too because you know what weird thing about other countries, part of Asia. I think growing up, you know, from learning from TV shows, movies, and then from the adults would say like, oh, you have to work very hard in school. You must have all A's in school. I know that a lot of people saying that, oh, smart Asian people means you're smart.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
Right? It's like, what do you mean Asian are smart? Doesn't matter if you're Asian or not, right? Everybody can be smart.
Like everyone's smart in their own way, and I think when people assume Asians are smart, they automatically think China. I feel like China, because they're always known for strict parents and regulated schooling. You know, 6 days a week, something like that. So
yeah, I know a lot of parents are like they always want their kids to be put in university or college, like especially they want their kids to be like an engineer or a doctor, for example. So have everyone asked you where you came from? Are you okay being asked that? Oh, what's your background? Because I know some people get offended being asked, oh, where you come from?
They have good intentions behind where do you come from, but they just don't word it properly. You know what I mean? Because people usually assume like where do you come from is like where did you live before? You know what I mean? Like I came from Canada because I was born in Canada. That's where I came from, right? If I were to move to the U.S. and I said I'm from Canada, they would be like, no, but like where are you really from? So what people can do is just say, what is your ethnic background? What is your race?
I think it just depends how you ask.
Yeah, it really depends how you ask.
Because I know a lot of people ask me, are you Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Philippines? I'm like, no.
Yeah, they don't even ask, but they just start assuming like, oh, are you Chinese? Like without asking. Yeah, that's really annoying.
I feel like it's okay to ask. It's part of us, right? And then we also trying to learn our culture too.
Yeah. So
I know that we both live here in Canada, and especially in Toronto. Toronto is like really diverse.
Oh yeah, very multicultural.
So that's what I really like about that.
Oh, have you ever experienced that thing where someone will come up to you and just speak like Chinese or a foreign language because they assume that you know Chinese?
Oh my god, all the time. I'll be at work. Really busy place.
Yeah.
And then I see some Asian people coming by and start speaking to me in Chinese. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't really speak the language you're speaking. Oh, but you look Chinese. You speak Chinese? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I wish I could speak
so
it,
awkward.
but I can't. So I went up here. I don't really speak fully Vietnamese. Do you speak fully Vietnamese?
I feel like if I didn't have the resources of going to a Vietnamese school or program growing up, I wouldn't speak as much Vietnamese as I do today.
Really?
But I'm definitely not full Vietnamese, you know what I mean? I still have an English accent when I speak in Viet, and it's not that good. And make conversation.
Different dialogue.
Yeah,
right?
different dialect and accent, it's just really hard to comprehend.
I mean, and then Vietnam, that's three dialects, right? So the north,
Yeah.
the middle, and the south.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm able to understand both of them, like the middle part and the south.
Northern accent, buck.
But,
Big buck? Oh my goodness,
God.
I can't.
It's so
It's-
strong.
yeah.
I'm like, I understand Vietnamese, but when they speak it, it's like I have to work my brain even harder to understand them. About how our parents came to Canada,
Okay, like the journey.
the journey.
The journey, basically.
So I know they're known for boat people,
Yes.
right?
So your parents, my grandparents, and then my mom,
Mhm.
right? They all came by boat.
By boat. I never met my grandparents before.
Mm-hmm.
They passed away long ago. They all live in Vietnam. I know that there are the refugees
Mm-hmm.
in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Right. I was really young. My older brother,
Yeah.
uncle,
Mm-hmm.
were 8. No.
Yeah. He was like 6. I think my mom was like 10, 8. Not even 12, 10, 8. She's 12 when she came to
Yeah.
Canada. She was in that refugee camp for 2 years.
2 years. Yep. And then
Mm-hmm.
my dad. My dad came to Canada. I think a bit earlier.
Yeah.
I think he came like around mid of 80s, 1980s.
Yeah, yeah.
And then your mom, my brother, came around like early 90s. And then I believe your dad came late 90s?
Late 90s with his family.
So they're new to Canada,
Mhm.
and for us to hear about their story, just hearing them is very interesting, and
Mhm.
I feel like we are very fortunate
Yeah.
to be here. And
Definitely.
here.
Definitely tells me the story all the time about how she escaped Vietnam at like
Mm-hmm.
age 8. And she ate like orange peels from the ocean because they had no food. And she stayed in like a camp in Hong Kong for 2 years. And even when she came to Canada, she was like poor, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah, it was definitely a long process to just get everyone sponsored and to just go in a boat, like a rickety old boat from Vietnam all the way to China. So props to her.
It must be scary for them, do you think?
Of course, I think it was scary, especially since grandma
Mhm.
was by herself with 2 young kids on a boat from one country to another, and then a plane into another foreign country where she didn't know any of the language.
So Vietnam War happened 1961 to 1975.
Yep,
That's what
that's
your
13
grandparents
years. Yeah,
happened, right?
yeah. So
They lived through that time.
my dad's side,
Yeah.
he has like 6 other siblings, and they're all older than him. So they lived through that war, the tragedies, and he had to like move and escape and whatnot. So he was born like a year after, 76. He was born right after the war, so he's very lucky. Yeah.
My siblings were born
Mhm.
after the war.
Yeah,
as
way
well.
after that.
So we talk about the Vietnamese culture.
You know what my mom told me? You actually don't like Vietnamese soups.
I do like them, but it's not my favorite. I'm so sorry for those Vietnamese people. I do love them, okay? But there's so many food that I like to eat, okay? There's Korean, there's Japanese, there's Indian food, what's that? Thai food. Don't get me wrong, I do love to eat them, but I'm not a soupy kind of person. That's the difference. Your mom was saying, so if you have to eat one kind of food for the rest of your life, I think I choose, what, sushi?
You chose sushi? Korean. I'm so sorry. Korean. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I just-
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, I will choose Japanese food as well. Japanese, Korean, Japanese, even though we are Vietnamese.
Yeah, because I grew up with Vietnamese food my whole life, so it's kind of like I already got that part of my life out. So listen to any Vietnamese artists, like musical artists, because we grew up with a lot of Paris by Night and Asia and other Vietnamese like television music programs. So
I think I forgot already. That's weird. I haven't heard about them now. So
they're still coming out with new ones. I think Paris by Night is out on like the 200th disc now. I don't remember the number, but it was called Nhạc Yêu Go, which means that people were able to send in requests for what they wanted the certain singers to sing. That one's my favorite.
New Year's.
Vietnamese holidays.
New Year's.
Yes.
Yes.
That.
That. Oh, so it's that the best time.
Yep.
That's happening once a year.
Celebrate Lunar New Year, mostly East Asia or any culture that follows the lunar calendar.
Yep.
Usually celebrate Lunar New Year.
It's another stereotype. Every time there's a Lunar New Year, they all assume Chinese New Year's.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my god.
Because
I'm like, I'll celebrate New Year's too.
Yeah, exactly.
Call it
Yeah, nowadays people are getting better with it though. They're calling it Lunar New Year instead of just Chinese New Year because we're getting a better understanding that more than just China celebrates Lunar New Year.
Exactly.
So I like that. Like I remember in grade 2, we were coloring in like this big banner and it said Hey Fat Choi, which is Happy New Year in Mandarin, I think.
Yeah.
And
then in Vietnamese say Chúc mừng năm mới.
yeah, and it, like literally Korea, Japan, they also celebrate Lunar New Year.
And for Vietnamese New Year, I guess we wear like áo dài.
Yeah, we wear ao dai and we wear lots of red and gold to
yellow.
symbolize like good luck. You know what I mean? And there's also other colors too, but red is like the main color.
The main one, yeah. And of course, I will give you this red envelope.
There's this Vietnamese legend, right? The story of Ban Chung and Ban Yai, these two buns, where this prince, he is the son, the youngest son of this king, right? And he has lots of siblings, and the king is gonna pass the throne down to one of his sons. And so he asks all of his sons to create a special dish, and then he made that, right? And so all of the sons came with like expensive dishes, like from the sea, from rare ingredients from far away, and then when it's his turn, the son presents his father with like these simple dishes made of peasant ingredients, basically. And he says that the square one represents the earth, and the circular one represents the sky and the heavens, and both of them together represent who we are as people, like the earth and the sky. And because he used like peasant ingredients too, it kind of like brought the whole kingdom together. Like this is what they eat, but it's like elevated. So yeah, and he became king, and that is how Ban Chung and Ban Yai came to be.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 years of Viet school for that. Because in like the stories, they'd always hype up Ban Chung and Ban Yai, but I tried it and it doesn't taste good. Like I don't like it personally. It's not my favorite. There's so many other good things you can have on Lunar New Year, but that's just not my favorite, unfortunately.
But it's okay. Might be learning something new.
What do you eat on Tet? Usually.
Yeah, I mean, your mom is right. I'm not a big fan of Vietnamese food. Like bánh đậu.
Oh, just bun dog.
Yeah.
But you have that like every day.
Yeah, no.
So it's not really special.
Well, okay, not every day, okay, but most occasions.
Yeah. My favorite is the red ones. The ones in the red packaging that kind of taste like strawberries. They're like beige on the outside.
Oh yeah, that's
creamy
the one.
Those ones are the
That's
best
the
ones.
one.
But my mom doesn't like to get them. She likes to get the green ones, the guava ones, because she's like, oh, they have fruit in it. What?
I mean, those are unhealthy, but with the strawberry one,
The strawberry
it's
ones is much
unhealthy, and it's really hard.
You know that they also give us like tangerines, like gam.
Oh,
like special tangerines.
that's very important for New Year.
Yeah.
The oranges, the tangerine, like a tangerine, it's a tree, right?
Yeah.
It's very important.
Kind of represent like spring's coming.
And then you can find that little seed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Around it. That's very important.
This year was the year of the rat? No, that was. Wait.
Was
it the You're the pig? That was last year, wasn't it? What year is it? I have trouble keeping track. Is it the horse? So every 12 years will be your animal, basically.
Yeah, you are the monkey.
I'm the monkey.
I'm the dog.
Your year has passed, actually.
So this year's an ox. Last year was a rat.
Yeah.
Before that was a pig.
Oh, I'm bad. Last year was a rat.
I mean, both have really bad memory.
Bad memory.
So, and then before the pig was a dog, the rooster, monkey, goat, horse, snake, dragon, rabbit, and then tiger.
Yeah, okay.
And then repeat yourself.
Yeah.
Well, the next year will be tiger. You should remember this.
Next year will be tiger.
Next year.
Okay, yeah, I'll remember. I'll remember.
So, Vietnam facts.
For kids.
For kids. Wow.
That's exactly what we are.
I mean, yeah, technically. I mean, we're still young. So, population in Vietnam is 102 million people. Wow.
That's more than Canada. And Vietnam is like this tiny little country.
Very small, but really big. I mean, in Canada, it's what, 32, 34 million people in Canada?
Yeah, that's like 1/3 of Vietnam's population.
And so what's the capital of Vietnam?
Hanoi.
Hanoi. I always thought it would be Saigon or Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like the Toronto of Canada. It's a major city. It's a major city, but it's not the capital.
People gonna say downtown Canada.
Downtown
What
Canada.
do you mean what downtown
Downtown
Canada? You mean downtown Toronto?
After the war, when communists took over, it became named after a politician, Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh. So before the war was Saigon, so after the war is Ho Chi Minh.
That was sad because Saigon is a much prettier name for the
Yeah,
city.
it is actually.
Yeah.
Our family are from the middle of Vietnam, so right? Vietnam is such a beautiful country. There's mountain. I'm surprised they have mountain too, like here. I can't wait to visit one day.
I really want to visit one day. My mom said that the waters in Vietnam are like turquoise, and then the beaches
So much better.
are white.
The
sand.
ocean, the water there is way better.
Look at the palm trees.
The palm trees, the coconut, and there is something very interesting. The Golden Bridge. I've never seen it before. And
Is this a new build?
it seems
What is
like
that?
it.
Look at the little boats.
A lot of boats in here.
Here we go. The mention of Hue, Central Vietnam. There we go.
In Vietnam, a lot of mentions.
Yeah, there's lots of temples.
I know that relatives have. They have a big land.
Really?
Big land.
Okay.
Big house. Basically, like a mansion.
What's actually really cool is that some of these designs are also used for cemeteries. So there are cemeteries in
yes.
Vietnam that look like whole mansions or like historical structures, and they're made for the deceased. They're stunning, but they're made for people who aren't even alive.
I know.
Which I think is like,
I can't
like
imagine
it's
that.
great, but I mean,
It's nice though.
it'd be like cemeteries here have nothing on cemeteries in
No.
Vietnam.
Like we get a very small spot here, but over there we get like huge ones.
Huge structures and like stunning designs.
Okay, let's talk about Stop Asian Hate. So during pandemic, it's been hard on the Asian.
The Asian community has definitely suffered a lot of discrimination, and they've been the target of certain acts of violence because of COVID.
It's not good.
So, Asian people have essentially been blamed for starting COVID because it originated in Wuhan, China.
Yeah.
So basically, East Asians have been the target of lots of racial discrimination and violence.
For Asian, it's not their fault that this thing happened.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't be targeting with this for this reason.
Exactly. Like right now, the last thing we need is hate against other people. Like we're trying to get through this pandemic together, and
The Asian, the BLM, right?
Palestine, all the violence that's happening with all these racial groups, and all this discrimination is really taking a toll on, I think, society, and also with the pandemic, it's just separating us. I feel like we need to come back together.
There's so much hate, and I feel like we need to get together, support one another, right? It's all about uniting in one.
Exactly. It almost feels like the universe is trying to test humans to see, like, if they really stick together in horrible times like this. And I feel like we're about to fail. I feel like some of us aren't doing.
That is sad.
Aren't doing well.
That's really sad. And we shouldn't be like this at all. And we're all the same. Humans are the same. We all make mistakes, right? We all learn, right?
I think what hurts the most is that they're targeting elderly people. They're targeting the old Asian people because they are weak.
I mean, they
They're easy to target.
are the most vulnerable people. Like, we learned a lot today about
Definitely.
our culture, my experiences, your experiences, our parents' experiences. And
I really got a lot out of this. It's so important to talk about our culture and how relevant it is to today, like our past, and also how
present too.
Asians are being discriminated against. It's also important to discuss things like that. So this is a very relevant topic.
Really good. I like it. We should do it more often.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
So I'm gonna teach you how to sign "Stop Asian Hate" and sign language.
That's really nice.
I'm gonna show you first. Okay, to stop Asian hate. We're doing it at the same time.
Alright. Okay. So stop. Asian. Hate. I like that. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Lisa.
No problem. Thank you for watching. I hope it was educational. Just comment below if any topic that you want me to discuss. I'm open to new ideas. I'm here to learn. I'm sure she's here to learn new things as well. Thank you, Brianna, for coming in.
It was my pleasure.
And check out my other social media. It's somewhere in my description down below. And yeah, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.